Hi, Ben here and welcome back to the workshop for another Work in Progress Wednesday. So it's been a busy week so far, lots of things happening. We've got a lot of carving tools prepared at the beginning of the week when we're just about to start heat treating those. We've got some blades all glued up, so we're waiting for the epoxy to dry so we can start shaping handles later on in the week. But yeah, heat treat is a little bit of an awkward thing, especially when I'm here in the workshop on my own, because obviously I'll set the kiln running and then I might be at the other end of the workshop gluing up handles, something like that. And when you put items into the kiln, even though this is already hot, when I put cold blades into the oven, it takes a while for the oven to come sort of back up to temperature before I can set my timer to then know when I've got to come back to quench the blade. So it's always been a bit of a dilemma. How do I sort of make sure that I'm here when I need to actually set the timer or quench the blade? So I was having a little think and I looked online. I suddenly thought, why don't I get a baby monitor? Sounds kind of crazy, but I looked online and there's amazing little Wi-Fi enabled baby monitors now that you can then get an app either on your phone or on your sort of laptop or even on like an iPad or something like that. So I bought one of these cheap little Wi-Fi enabled baby monitors, and so far I'm pretty blown away with it really, for the quality and the ease of setup. Also, the beauty of this is it's got a USB charging cable, so even if I haven't got access to a power point, I can actually use like a little USB power pack to actually power the camera. Obviously it uses your Wi-Fi signal, so you obviously need to be within range of your router, but so far I'm really happy. I've got this set up in the heat treat department, so I've left a piece of aluminium in my vise so that I can get a good clear view of my kiln, so I can then keep an eye on what the kiln's doing. Even when I'm outside, I've even been in the garden and keeping an eye on what the kiln's doing. So I've just got some Mochatorgan blades. These are ready to go in the oven. So like I say, these are cold at the moment. We'll pop those in. And like I say, the kiln will probably actually drop in temperature, see, almost straight away, because those are cold items. It's sucking a lot of the heat out from the residual heat in the kiln. So I'll set that running. And now what I can do is I can do other tasks now with no fear of missing those crucial timings. So got the camera set up, so I'll be able to go down the other end of the workshop. So I'm down at the other end of the workshop where I do all the glue up, and these are some of the knives that I've been working on at the beginning of the week. So we've got a few Woodlanders glued up. There's also an English Sloyd in there as well, a Craftsman, and we've even got a Campcraft in there as well. So these have got a few different handle materials, and I've even got some of that nice ironwood glued up on some of these. Some of that ironwood that you saw last week. I've got some of that on some AEBL Woodlander blades, so that's kind of exciting. And like I say, the great thing of having that new baby monitor is while I'm down this end, I can still sort of check in and see how my babies are doing. So I can see my kiln still not come up to temperature. It's only at 700 degrees, so obviously I'm heat treating 01 at the moment, so when it comes up to about 810 degrees, there'll be an alarm go off on the kiln, but I might not necessarily hear it normally, but I can actually have audio through that webcam as well, which is going to be really handy. So yeah, really quite pleased with that. Obviously this is set up at the moment for my heat treat kilns, but quite often I'll be drying out wood for stabilising, and that's a process that can take 24 hours in the oven. And I've always been kind of sort of reluctant to leave the oven running when I'm not in the workshop, but now I can pretty much set up that camera, take my phone, and I can keep checking and make sure that everything's safe and sound in the workshop. So a bit of peace of mind really. So obviously that's used in the knife making workshop, but I'm sure other craftspeople will be able to find an application for using one of those cameras. So hope that helps, and a few of those sort of little tips I find useful, so we're just sharing the knowledge really. So hope you've enjoyed the little workshop tour this Wednesday, and remember to tune in next time for another Work in Progress Wednesday.